Hello, Leos, and welcome to this, your April 1st through April 15th reading and predictions. It is freezing cold where I currently am at the end of March here while I record this video for you, so please excuse the rubbing of the hands together. Your last reading. How are you feeling? I just checked my notes, and your last reading was probably one of the most difficult general readings that I have ever done in my life. We also have just come through some big energies, being the spring equinox as well as a full moon. And we are moving into a full solar eclipse along with a comet coming by. And so there are a lot of celestial energies that may be affecting us down here on this spinning blue ball. But let's dive into your reading. Also, I have a special request. If you wouldn't mind listening to this or watching this all the way until the end, there's two reasons for this. At the very end of this video, I am going to be pulling yes, no cards. So if you do have that burning yes, no question that you would like to have an answer or some guidance on, I'll be pulling cards at the end. But also, I am not yet monetized here on YouTube, and I would love to get monetized, but I need some more watch hours. So personal request from me, please watch to the end and help me out with the watch hours. Leo, the last reading that I did for you, it, like I said, was difficult. It indicated that you had a decision that needed to be made. There was some avoidance that was going on your part with regards to making the decision, including for some of you moving into blame rather than taking responsibility and accountability and making the decision. So let's start pulling some cards for you and take a quick look at where you are at now. We have the 10 of Pentacles coming in, but it came in upside down, reversed. When cards come in reversed, we read them as the negative or the antithesis. Where did that word come from? Okay. Leos, for those of you who don't know me, I do kind of channel while I do these, and sometimes I use language that is not really what I would normally use, including antithesis. Okay. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Now, the 10 of Pentacles, when we read this card upright, it is about having achieved, having put a little bit of money away for a rainy day, about having achieved a good relationship with our partners. We've got the family, the house, the two kids, the dog, the white picket fence, etc., etc. When we read this card in the reverse position, it is an indication that that is what we're working towards, but we have yet to achieve it. And there is some kind of block in our way preventing us from being able to achieve our dreams. The Six of Pentacles came in right next to it, Leo, and the Six of Pentacles is what I call the karma card. It's the card of if you can afford to give, please give. Excuse me, if you are in need, don't be afraid to ask. This is not just about money. This is also about giving of your time, giving of your efforts generously, taking someone under your wing. This is about if you are having difficulties, if you need to borrow a friend's truck to help you move, ask. Balance out that karma. When you are in a position to be able to give, then give. And when you are in a position of need, don't be afraid to ask. There's a lot more generosity out there than what you might think there is. Reading these two cards together, Leo, essentially, I'm going to say that the 10 of Pentacles is coming in the reverse position here because you need a little bit of help, a little bit of guidance, maybe a little shove in the right direction, possibly a mentor to come in to assist you and give you a little bit of direction. I do also want to point out that your last reading covering the time frame March 15th through March 31st, there was an indication that you had a decision that you needed to make. And I'm wondering if you haven't made that decision yet. And that's why this 10 of Pentacles has come in reverse. Because oftentimes in our lives, when the universe is saying, hey, you've got a decision to make, and you don't make the decision, the universe is going to throw a few curveballs at you to try and push you towards making that decision. And then you still don't make the decision, and they throw you a few more curveballs. They put speed bumps up in your way, hoping that you'll make the decision to turn off the path or the road that you're on. So, Leos. Yeah. All right. So, the next cards that we're going to pull are going to be cards of what you are focusing on. What are you focusing on? And remember, where we put our energy and our thoughts is what we essentially end up manifesting. All right. There we go. Okay. We have the Four of Pentacles coming in. This is represented as the miser. And we also have the Eight of Cups represented by letting go. Let's start with the Four of Cups for you, Leo. This is what you are focusing on. You're focusing on miser. And it's interesting that you have the miser coming in and you also had the Six of Pentacles coming in. The Six of Pentacles is about asking for help if you need help. It's about karma. It's about balancing the scales. The Four of Pentacles is about balancing your budget. Here we go. I have to say this. I am not a certified financial advisor. I am not giving you formal financial advice. What I am giving you is good common sense advice about money. The good common sense advice, Leo, don't spend more than what you have coming in. And if that means cutting some corners here and there, cutting back on certain things, it might be a little bit tough to do so. But the Four of Pentacles goes a little bit further as well. The Four of Pentacles does give us a glimpse as to why sometimes we find ourselves in a situation of being in a position where our budget may not be balanced. This card is also known as the coveting card. It's the card of looking across the fence and wishing we had what someone else has. And when we do that, what we are essentially doing is we're diminishing our own energy. We're diminishing our own value because we're looking out going, I want what they have. It's obviously better than my own life. When you do that, your own life says, all right, well, you obviously want more of, you're not good enough. Here you go. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So one of the things that we can do when the miser comes forward or the Four of Pentacles comes forward is make sure that we are not comparing our lives to someone else's life. After all, if you're looking out across the street at somebody else's relationship, the couple that's across the street, you're going, oh my God, they always look so happy. But you might not realize that the reason they look happy is because one of them's a narcissist and is abusive behind closed doors, so the other one always behaves when they go out together. You don't know what's happening behind closed doors. So if you are craving what someone else has and you don't know 100% of the story, you may be bringing in negative energies and diminishing your own good qualities, Leo. So balance your budget. Make sure you are not coveting and chasing after someone else's dream. Which brings me to the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is about letting go. It's about walking away from that which no longer serves you. In the traditional tarot, this card is represented by a character who has turned their back on their Eight Cups and they are walking away. They're finished with something. So clearly, Leo, there is something that you need to walk away from, and it may be walking away from a dream that's someone else's and not really yours. And again, this calls back to your previous reading where you had the high priestess asking you to go deeply within and find out what's right for you, what's in your heart, what's in your soul. Let's go to your difficult influences and challenges. Where am I going? I'm going back over here to Osho Zen. Difficult influences and challenges for Leo for the first half of April, please. Okay. So you'll notice here as well, there's a number of cards that have come out. They decided not to go back into the deck, which gives us far too many cards for difficult influences. So what we are going to do is pick up all of the cards. I know that you really don't want all of this as your difficult influences. So Leo, let's shuffle this up and ask the smaller portion of the deck for your difficult influences one more time. Last time. Okay. Now you only have one card in your difficult influences, and it's the Lovers. Yeah. We went from the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, indicating a home life isn't as happy as we wanted, our finances aren't where we want them, to the Six of Pentacles. Ask for help if you need help, give if you can, to perhaps not having as balanced a budget as we would like and coveting what someone else has, to walking away, to the Lovers in difficult influence. Leo, this reading again is turning into a difficult reading, and I feel like you're having a couple of difficult months because you are changing and growing. You're seeing things from a very different perspective, and it's causing the people around you to question you, to go, oh my gosh, what's going on with Leo? And it's affecting the way that you interact with others. Is it difficult to go through this? Absolutely. Is it worthwhile? Yes, it is. It's one of those things they say that once Pandora's box is opened, you can't go back. Once you open your mind to seeing things from a larger perspective, you can't go back. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. You have to move forward into that place of, I've let the genie out of the bottle, and now it's time for me to carefully word my wishes. It's time for me to really buckle down and see what it is that I want to manifest. Because when you wake up to the realization that you are manifesting all of this, it's a tough pill to swallow. And yet there's also magic in that. Let me explain. If we're not in a good place in our lives, and yet we're waking up to the realization that we are true magicians and we have the ability, capacity to be able to manifest what we want in our lives, it sucks to turn around then and say, but my life sucks right now. You mean I manifested this crap? I manifested an unhappy life? I manifested a broken budget? I manifested the fact that I feel like I need to walk away from a whole bunch of stuff? That's a tough pill to swallow. It's ugly. And yet, it's powerful just the same because it's freeing, right? This is what you're focusing on, letting go, walking away from the past, walking away from that which no longer serves your highest good, including relationships with people who are not in alignment with your way of thinking. Having the lovers come up in your difficult influences is an indication that many of your current relationships are changing and shifting, and it's hard and it's tough. Ultimately, you may feel alone, but you're not. There's a lot of other people out there who are experiencing what you're going through or have already experienced it. Reach out, find your community. All right. Messages the universe wants you to hear at this time, Leo. All right, I'm going to go back through this deck one more time. Messages for Leo. Messages the universe wants Leo to hear at this time. Still not getting any cards out. Ah, there we go. And there's one more sticking out. All right. Live your bliss. Live your bliss. This is an important card for you right now, an important message for you, Leo, reminding you that you are magical. You can live the life that you want to live. And that is not the life of your past. We can't go backwards, unfortunately. There is absolutely something you need to walk away from, and it is probably relationships that are no longer in alignment with you. Your other message from the universe, never judge another. Makes sense, right? See, the thing is that when we start to awaken to our own magic, when we start to awaken to the realization that the world is not what we once thought it was, that we are not these powerless, incapable beings that need to rely on government and others to have our needs met, when we awaken to that, sometimes it can cause us to put ourselves up on a pedestal and look down at the people who are still in the matrix and haven't woken up yet. So you have received this never judge another card to remind you that as you are living your bliss, as you are walking away from relationships that no longer are in alignment, Leo, don't judge them. Just walk away without emotion. And that actually is part of the karma card as well. This Six of Pentacles is walking away without judgment. They are where they are in their life and their experience and their learning, and you are where you are in your life and experience and learning. Let's move into your unexpected, like you need anything unexpected at this point, right? I do have a card that went on the floor. I love these cards. All right, so we have 3 cards that have come out for you. 4 cards. There was one that turned at the very end. Okay. Leo, we are getting into the meat of this reading. This is absolutely beautiful. The first card is the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords in your unexpected is the catastrophism card. And it does play right into exactly what this is, where you're lying awake in bed at night and you are mourning the loss of relationships that used to work for you and they are no longer working for you. Relationships with friends, with family, with lovers, with partners, whatever. As you have awakened, as I mentioned, you can't put the genie back in the bottle, and your relationships are going to change and shift. That may cause you worry. But I now have 3 cards in your unexpected that are going to wipe away all of this icky stuff from your reading. You have the rebirth card. Now, you'll also notice down here it says it's the death card. It does absolutely correspond to the death card in the major arcana of the tarot. What is the death card? It has absolutely nothing to do with physical mortality of our bodies. The death card is about rebirth. It is about changing. It is about recreating who we are. It is about letting go of the past, letting go of that which no longer serves us, letting go of the relationships that are no longer working for us because we've outgrown them. That moves us into the magic of the magician. I suspected that this card was going to come up. I had mentioned us being magical beings and being our own magicians several times. And here is your confirmation, Leo. In your unexpected, you have the magician. The magician is the reminder that we are not just skin suits walking around on planet Earth who are powerless to create our futures. We have the ability to manifest and create that which we want. And I'm going to say it again. This is the second reading this month that this has come up and it's being downloaded into my brain. What Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. Gandhi knew all about being a magician. And now you do too. When you wake up to your inner magician, you can walk away. You can live your bliss. And finally, in your unexpected, Leo, you have the 10 of Cups. This time it's upright, which means that you've gone from a place of the 10 of Pentacles upside down, everything's falling apart around you, to the 10 of Cups. This is the card of achieving your bliss. This is one of the happiest cards in the entire deck. And it's in your unexpected because that's what you're working towards achieving. That's what you and your inner magician are working towards, Leo. But there's a bit of a rough patch to get there. One of the things that's downloading to me right now is the meme where you have 2 boxes. And in one box, it says how people think your path to success went. And it is a straight line that goes from here to here. And in the other box, it says the reality of how I achieve success. And it is a bunch of scribbles that go like this all over the place. That's the reality of achieving the 10 of Cups by following your inner magician, by recreating yourself normally, regularly, and by walking away from that which no longer serves your highest good. Leo, your whole reading just all of a sudden came together. And it went from this ick to this beautiful, magical outcome. Let's pull cards for your final general overall outcome, and then we're going to move into your yes, no. All right. So apparently the fairies have an awful lot to say at this point in time. Oh my goodness. All right, fairies, there's another card that's about to fall. Is it going to fall? Yep. Yep. There's another one. Yep. The fairies are obviously very happy right now. All right. So as you can see as well, there's another couple of cards that we're going to pull out here. They turned upright. Okay. Now, we are going to collect up all of the fairy cards. And we're going to mix up this smaller portion of the deck for your final general overall outcome, Leo. Is that it? One more time. Okay. All right. And your final general overall outcome. You have the Nine of Autumn and you have the Ace of Winter. Ace of Winter corresponds to the Ace of Swords. I can't say it any better than this. Aces in the tarot are all about new beginnings. And on this card, I'm going to read it. Do not be deterred by challenges along the way. The best is yet to come. I can't say it any better than the fairies do. And you have the Nine of Autumn. Nine of Autumns corresponds to the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is a card of timing. The timing is right for you to achieve this magician, this magical success, this switch, this change, this growth, this spiritual awakening. I really feel that that's what this is all about, Leo. This is a spiritual awakening. Enjoy the ride. Don't be deterred by the challenges along the way, because the best is yet to come with both of these cards. All right. Think of your yes, no question. Some people like to close their eyes and ask their question several times in their mind. And I'm just going to shuffle until we actually have a single card jump out. And we do. In response to your yes, no question, Leo, your answer is no. Okay. Thank you very much for being here. If this video resonated deeply for you, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing. It really does help to build the channel. If you are interested in a personal consultation with me rather than just these general readings, my contact details are down below. And I would really like it if you would allow me the honor of doing your next reading for you in the middle of April. Take care, everyone.